collective responsibility. A major pillar of the TGR philosophy is recognizing our collective responsibility towards the development of Africa. We in the diaspora are beginning to realize that we are part of a privileged subset of Africans, and with our privileged position comes the responsibility associated with that privilege. We are beginning to recognize that we in the diaspora have been part of the problem, but we can also be a part of the solution. We have been a part of the problem because our decisions to migrate in great numbers to the developed economies of the West have caused a brain drain to take place in Africa. There are great consequences to any country when it experiences major waves of human capital flight. African economic development can only take place if Africa is able to have access to a skilled labor force with the knowledge, expertise needed to build industries and expand its productive capacity. Our decision to migrate to the developed economies of the West has meant that Africa has struggled to access people who possess relevant skills and expertise to drive development. This then creates a self-reinforcing pattern. Lack of development and progress causes more Africans to seek opportunities in developed economies, which then leads to further human capital flight, which then leads to stagnated growth and development, and on a cycle continues, until those of us living in the diaspora recognize we must break this cycle. Africa needs a major influx of skilled labor and financial resources to support its economic development. Those of us living in the diaspora are beginning to accept the harsh truth that we have been a part of the problem. However, we are beginning to recognize we can be a part of the solution. And being a part of the solution means engaging with Africa on a business and investment level. We can support Africa through the establishment of businesses and enterprises that can go a long way to solving some of the problems Africa faces. We can also invest in Africa through the financial support of innovative startups, private enterprises that need a kind of capital for further growth and expansion. We can also support African development by making ourselves a market for the consumption and purchase of made in Africa products. Partaking in the Great Return will also have a major psychological impact on the mentality of Africans living on the continent. If they see that those of us from the diaspora are returning, this will cause them to question their basic assumptions about the West having more economic opportunities to offer. Being part of the solution involves attempting to change the mindset of Africans on the continent in order to prevent further human capital flight. Those of us participating in the Great Return view ourselves as setting a new trend amongst African people, which is based on viewing Africa as the new frontier where growth, wealth, and economic prosperity can be achieved.